we can use our trigonometry functions to find missing sides of the triangle. So note we are finding sides here. We're going to, on a later date, find angles, but this is we're finding the sides. We're talking about the outside of the triangle. I'm going to go ahead and write my TOA at the top so I remember my trig functions. And note here, we want to make sure that your calculator is in degrees. So if you are using the school calculator, you want to go to the home screen, go to settings, which is number 5, go to document settings, and you see this angle here. It says, it's really hard to see, but it says radian. We want to push the right arrow and go down to degree, hit enter, and X out of that. Now you see my calculator. That's stupid. You see my calculator is in degrees. We want to make sure that says DEG. If it does not, then you need to go change it. Okay. All right. I'm going to go through this example while I'm going through the steps. So our steps are going to be to highlight the angle that's given. So remember whenever we were finding our trig ratios, the first step was to mark our angles. Similar. We're going to mark which angle we have. Okay? And then we're going to identify which sides are given, meaning which one has a number. So we don't know anything about this side. This is our missing side noted by the variable. What side's given is the one across from the right angle. So remember, this is our hypotenuse. And I'm not going to write out that word every time. Okay, and then identify the missing side. Remember, when you're labeling your sides, it's in relation to this angle. So if this side is all the way over here, it's not touching that angle. This is the opposite side. Okay, and then we're going to decide what trig function to use. Okay, how do we decide that? Well, we look and see what we're given. We're given the opposite and the hypotenuse. I'm going to go over here. Which one uses both the opposite and the hypotenuse? O and H, right here. So sine, we're going to use sine. Okay, and then set up and solve. And we're going to solve using the help of our calculator. So this is how we set it up. We say the trig function, sine, of the angle measure given equals, what is sine? Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite is x over hypotenuse of 25. Okay, now I need to get x by itself. Before I can do anything with the calculator, we always got to get our variable by itself. So, right now x is being divided by 25. How do I get rid of that? I can multiply both sides by 25. So 25 sine of 42 equals x. Now x is by itself. Now I can hop onto my calculator and I can say 25. Let's see. This light is not friendly to this calculator. Oh, that made it worse. There we go. Okay. You see this button that says trig? And then here's all we're talking about right now are these first three, sine, cosine, and tangent. So we're using sine. So sine is highlighted. Sine of 42 degrees. We're working with our degrees. That's why our calculator has to be in degrees. So hit enter. And x equals let's just round to the first decimal. So 16.7 equals x. All right, that's it. So let's do another example. Highlight our angle given. It's this one right here, 75 degrees. Label our side, identify our sides given. We have the side that is next to the angle. That's not the hypotenuse, so that's adjacent. And we have the side that is opposite of our, oh, I did this wrong. I combined step 2 and 3. So the side that's given is the opposite side, and the side that's missing is our adjacent side. So we need to decide which trig function to use, which one uses our opposite and our adjacent, O and A, that's tangent. So tangent of our angle, 75 degrees, equals opposite over adjacent. Okay, we need to solve for x, and then we can plug into the calculator. All right, 12 divided by x over here. So this one's going to have a two-step process. First, we got to get rid of this fraction, so we're going to have to multiply both sides by x. So x tangent of 75 equals 12. Now x is over here being multiplied by tangent, so I'm going to divide by tangent the whole thing, tan 75. So x is going to equal 12 divided by tan of 15. So I can put 12 divided by trig, tangent 15 degrees, x equals 40 opposite over adjacent. This isn't matching up with what? It's gotta be 44.8. Oh, why do I have 15 degrees? 12 divided by tangent of, that is a 75. No wonder that looked weird. 75. So just getting here, it's 3.2, x equals 3.2. 75. I don't know where I got 15 from. All right. Another identify, highlight, label our angle. Which side is given? This one is given and it's next to that angle, so it's our adjacent side. Which side is missing? This is opposite of the 90 degrees, so it's our hypotenuse. Which trig function are we going to use? We got adjacent and hypotenuse, A and H. A and H, so cosine it is. Cosine of 36 equals adjacent over hypotenuse. All right, so this one is going to end up like this one. We're going to have to first multiply by x. Cosine of 36 equals 19, and then divide by that whole trig function. So x is going to equal 19 divided by cosine of 36. 19 divided by cosine of 36. And that is x equals 23.5. All right, I think you guys got the idea. I'll do this one last example, but you can go ahead and turn me off if you understand and want to move on. Let's identify my angle. What side is given? This one is adjacent. It's next to that angle, but it's not the hypotenuse. So that means that the side that is missing is opposite. So what are we going to use? Adjacent and opposite is tangent. So tangent of 53 equals x over 7. Multiply both sides by 7. 7 times tan 53 equals x. Plug into the calculator. 53 is x equals 9.3. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Things to remember is identifying the sides properly and picking the right trig function to use. Making sure your calculator is in degrees. These are the two scenarios that you're gonna have. You're gonna have a trig function of whatever degrees are given equals, and you're either gonna have x on top or x on bottom. And these are the steps you're gonna take regardless of what trig function it is.